Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Virgin to Me. I am going to talk about what's new in the Virgin world this week. Virgin Voyages, that is, of course. I feel like I always have to clarify that. I mean, I feel like you're here, you probably figured out it's Virgin Voyages, but you just never know. So maybe I should have clarified that to begin with. But we'll say it again. We're going to talk about what's new in the Virgin Voyages world. There's a lot that's new, actually, this week. So I kind of want to discuss it. I wish I had someone to bounce all these fun things off with, because Kellers is not here. Kelly Roma is not joining me today. But I want to talk about something that's really, really cool that they came out with. They've kind of been talking about this for a while. I've got my cheat sheet, which is why you see my phone out here. Is the annual pass, it's called. So it's an annual pass. Basically, you could go for the entire year. It's not a world voyage like some of all these other cruises are doing, but it's an actual annual pass. So you can sail on any of the ladies' ships. They can't overlap, from what I'm understanding. But if you want to go from the Caribbean to the Med to Iceland to back to the Caribbean, you can do all those things if you want to. It can almost be a world voyage, but it's kind of centralized in one area. All four ships will be out next year. Starting in September, we'll have all four of them sailing. And so if you bought the annual pass this year, you would have so many options, honestly. So this is the first one, the first of its kind. So to give you a little idea, you have to buy it between now and March 31st. You have to purchase it. The annual pass sailor will be able to select one start date: January 1st, February 1st, March 1st, or April 1st. And you can purchase it, basically, like I said. If you purchase it on December 3rd, it's saying if you started on December 3rd, you can start reserving the stuff on December 17th. So you can start reserving what voyages you want. So basically, the annual pass is basically what it is. Think of it like any annual pass. You can go on any lady ship. You can go in a row if you want on the same lady ship the entire time, or you can switch ships like we just talked about, which would be super cool. And the benefits of that is you do get the Deep Blue extra benefits. So you get premium Wi-Fi the whole time. You get priority boarding at embarkation, which, if you switch ships, it will matter. If you don't, it's not going to matter, because once you go on the first time, then you just do the back-to-back. But we'll talk about that after, how the back-to-back works. You'll get an exclusive cocktail events, dedicated sailor services support. So basically, like I said, Deep Blue extras, $100 bar tab every sailing, and then complimentary laundry service and 2 specialty coffees per day at the bars, restaurants, or the grounds club. So that's what's included in it. The price is $120,000. And does not include, which I did not know this till I just read the T&Cs, because I mentioned it on our live on Virgin Voyages Cruise Tips and Deals this week. We talked about the annual pass. It does not include the taxes and fees for each voyage. So the $120 is just to get the pass. Now, any voyage that you pick, you still have to pay the taxes and fees separately for each voyage. So if you decide to go on the Iceland cruise and it's $300 or $400 for the taxes, you still have to pay those $400. So each voyage that you pay or that you pick, you still have to pay the taxes on that. So that's not included in that $120,000. They'll accept payment as in wire transfer, goodness gracious, or Bitcoin. Look at Virgin doing Bitcoin. Like, I was so crazy. I thought that was crazy. Well, that's awesome too. I mean, great way to start the Bitcoin payment. So they explain how to do that. Obviously, you can contact me if you want me to help you to explain how to do that, but I do have an explanation on how to purchase it with Bitcoin if you're interested. What else? Cabin category. So with the $120,000, you get a sea terrace. There's no upgrades with it. So you can't buy the upgrade, but you can bid to upgrade. So you can do a normal level bid up. So you can bid like you would do any other booking and use the level upgrade program to try and bid for an upgrade if you're interested in that. It says annual pass does not guarantee a booking, and meaning like if a cabin's sold out, if a sailing is sold out, you're not getting on that sailing, basically. So just like any other annual pass, if the day at Disney is sold out, you're not going to Disney. That's how it works. Same thing on Virgin. It says that the cabin availability is the Sea Terrace, which is the regular Sea Terrace. But if those are sold out, you could possibly get a central or limited view Sea Terrace. The other thing I want to point out, it's $120,000 for double occupancy. So that's for two of you. If you want to add a third and fourth sailor because you want to have a big old party in your cabin, that will be at prevailing rate, basically. Solo sailor still $120,000. But your taxes will be less, obviously, because you'll be paying less taxes for only one person. But the cool part, if you're a solo sailor, is you can bring people on with you. So say you want to bring Joe on this time and Sam on this time and Stacy on that time, whoever you want to bring, you can fill them in as their second sailor. It doesn't have to be the same person, but the first sailor has to remain the same. So the first sailor cannot change. As we talked about, you receive the Deep Blue extras. You cannot do a name change on the annual pass, so you can't gift it to your niece, your nephew, your son, your daughter. If you decide not to go, there is no name change on the annual pass. It is not combinable with MNVVs or any other discounts, bar tab offers, promos, free access keys, onboard credits, none of that stuff. It's not combinable with that, but it is combinable with sailing club benefits, which we talked about, the romance package if you want to, and Voyage Well, which is another option to add on. So you must be 18 years or older. They're non-refundable. I'm not sure that if I mentioned that or not. So you're in it to win it. You purchased that $120,000. You're in it. But I think that's most annual passes, honestly. If I'm trying to think about Disney, if I remember correctly, that's it. You're in it. You're not. There's no switching the pass or canceling. So you can cancel at the end of the year, but you can't cancel mid-year, if I remember correctly. So same thing here. No refunds will be processed for no-shows on any bookings. I mentioned about the same Sailor 1. Voyage cancellations must be made at least 7 days out. You cannot overlap bookings. I did mention that. So, like I said, you can't, be in the Caribbean and decide you want to start in the Med somehow because that voyage starts then. You got to skip the Caribbean and go straight to the Med. Is what it's saying. And then voyage protection is not included, so you can add that on extra. That's pretty much it on the annual pass. I think it's really cool. I love the idea. Like I said, it's $120,000 for two people, and you get to be on board all year long, and you can switch. And this year, honestly, I feel like there's so many awesome itineraries. There's some great ones in Spain this year that you could do. You could go over to the Med for the summer. You could stay in the Caribbean for the spring and winter because there's a bunch of different ones in the fall for the Caribbean that are so much fun. So there's a lot of great sailings this year that are new to Virgin. There's one to Iceland and back, stopping over in Amsterdam, like some really, really great sailings this year. So honestly, the annual pass is a really, really cool deal if you can swing it this year. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the better years to do it because the brilliant ladies coming on board and there's just so many options, honestly. And I love that. I think it's so cool. So that is the annual pass, but I want to talk about back-to-back really quick because you would be, if you did the annual pass, you'd be experiencing that. So if you've ever done back-to-back, it's actually a really cool experience, but it's two different experiences if you do it in the U.S. versus Europe in the Med. So over the Med, you don't even have to exit the ship. So you get to stay on the ship. You show up at the SIP lounge. This is where it was at the time. You show up at the SIP lounge. You do your thing, check in, tell them whatever, and they send you on your merry way. They redo your band, your bloop bloop is what I call it. They redo that, and then you're on your merry way. You're back to your cabin and whatnot. Hopefully you've picked the same cabin so you don't have to leave. And you get to stay in that cabin so you're not spending the time switching cabins between sailings. But here in the Caribbean, it's not as easy, and I shouldn't say in the Caribbean, in Miami, obviously. and it's not hard either. It's great. So at about 10:45, they asked you to come down. It was the Sip Lounge, and I think it still is. This last voyage that we did it was in the Rockstar, or not Rockstar, I'm sorry, on the Rocks. And I think it was just because there was so many of us, because it was I just did the 2-night voyage. That was a trade voyage, and then went on to do the Sam Felt voyage. That was a 2-night voyage. So it was two-nighters to nowhere. I love calling it to the cruise to nowhere. It was really interesting, honestly. I know I'm segueing right now. I'm not segueing. I mean, I'm scrolling, but it was really cool because I don't even think I've had a chance to talk about that one. To go nowhere, basically. It was very strange. Honestly, when I was preparing for the voyage, I was like, okay, I need this for Bimini. I need this for Key West, because I feel like I'm always on that voyage. That voyage I'm always on. And it was very strange to be like, oh, wait, I don't need my floaty for Bimini. I don't need I don't need my t-shirt for Key West. I don't need my hat for Key West. So it was a very strange moment to be like, I'm not going anywhere this voyage. I'm staying on the ship. So and it was cold during that time. So I brought all jeans, which is funny. I brought jeans and shirts and basically stayed in that, except for obviously at night and dinner, dressed up. But cruises to nowhere, they're kind of funny. So anyways, we got back to Miami after the 2-nighter, and there's a bunch of us that were doing back-to-back. And so that one was different than what it normally is. So I'm going to tell you what it normally is so that you know that, because I don't think it will have changed. But you meet down in the Sip Lounge. You kind of wait there. You have to wait for the ship to completely empty, and you're supposed to be off the ship by 10:30. So you could be waiting 10:45. One time I waited till 11 because these people, apparently they slept in. I don't know, didn't hear their alarm. I have no idea. It was funny. I felt bad for them. They had to walk through the SIP. But honestly, I don't know if they knew what was happening. But they were the last people off, and they were kind of like escorting them off. There was people behind them, trailing behind them, trying to get them off the ship. So as soon as the last people finally exit the ship, you're now allowed, and they lead the group out into the terminal. And now they've made it where you just go back on that top floor where you kind of wait to get on the ship. They've put the little the face recognition system right there, and you walk up, they recognize your face, it says move forward, and you go forward and you fix your bloop bloop, and then you turn your passport in or whatever it is that you need to do, and you get right back on the ship. So it is probably the easiest thing I think I've ever done. So the very first time I did it, we had to go all the way down like you normally do. You got to go down the escalator, go around through customs, do the face recognition, come back up, go up the escalator, go all the way back around, then do bloop bloop, and then get back on. But they have made it where they carried the face recognition, because it's like this little stand. It's like this tiny little stand. They carried it upstairs and put it there, and you just went and they face recognized you, and then you went and checked in, and they changed your bloop bloop, and you got back on. So when I call bloop bloop is the wearable, it's the basically it's the wearable. It's how you get on board, it's how you get in your room, and how you pay for your anything on board, basically. And I call it bloop bloop because it makes that noise. It goes bloop bloop. I don't know if it's that exact noise, but that's why I call it that. So you, with back-to-back, it's so simple, and it's the coolest thing. And then you're on board and there's nobody there. There's only one bar that's open, I will tell you that. There isn't much food. I think the pizza joint opens a little bit earlier than everything else. But make sure you eat breakfast before, because hands down there is no food open when you get back on board. And there's only like one bar. So it's very lazy. You're just chilling in the ship by yourself with not many other people. I would say at the most 20 sailors. Obviously the rest are crew that are on board, but there's about maybe 20 sailors that are on board with you that'll do a back-to-back, and I would say 30 at the most. And it just depends on obviously the week. But it's super quiet. The pool's all yours, whatever it is that you want to do. And then they start to bring people back on board at 1:45. So it's about 11:30. You're done with back-to-back, or you're getting on and off. And you could very well get off and go chill in Miami if you want. Go hang out. Go pick up something that you may have missed or something that you need if you want to, and get right back on board. It's very easy as long as you do that back-to-back process where you go through, customs and get off and do all that. So it is very easy to do that if you wanted to get off and then go to Miami and do all that stuff. So back-to-back is really easy, and it would be super easy if you did the annual pass, which is why I talked about it. because you would be doing that on the annual pass, probably would be my guess. I didn't count out how many voyages that would equate to if you did the annual pass, but obviously I don't know. It doesn't say on here in my TNCs. I guess I could look it up when the actual annual pass ends. So if you were to buy it, at a specific time, does it end at a specific time the next year? That's the one thing I actually don't know. It wasn't in the frequently asked questions. It didn't say when it actually ended, but maybe it did. Hold on. Let me go back and look. No, it doesn't. It says you have to purchase by March 31st. They're cutting it off on March 31st. You're no longer allowed to buy the annual pass after March 31st. But it doesn't say if it ends on December 31st, which I think is very strange. So if you bought it, on March 1st, can you go to March 1st of next year? So that it does not say in here, but it probably says somewhere. So, that is the annual pass. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's bought it yet. I'm dying to know if anyone's bought it, and I think it's super cool if they do. I'm like, that's awesome. I want to follow them around. I want to be their +1 or +3 if they need it, or their +3, +3rd. I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, that's the annual pass. So that's new. The other thing that's new that just got announced is circles, the new groups. So a new groups program came out for all you sailors. Woo woo. So those of you that want to celebrate on board and have a birthday party, a retirement party, a marriage, whatever it is that you want to celebrate on board, you can do that now with this. I mean, they've always had a circles program, but this one was designed in mind for you guys. So this was designed for affinity groups, and affinity groups means people that know each other, basically, and kind of have like minds, basically. So what it is the booking window is 180 days before, up to 365 after Virgin has their time period. You do get a discount fare, so you get 10% off the current voyage fare. You get a free drink credit, so you get up to $300 based on sailing length. So $300 for 9+ nights, $200 for 6 to 8 nights, and $100 for 4 to 5 nights, which is kind of the normal drink tab, the bar tab right now. Rate and promo protection. So this is the key that people have asked me a bazillion times. So follow me here. It's locked in for 30 days. So if you have, say you call me and you're like, hey, I want to go celebrate my 50th birthday on board and I want to lock in 10 cabins at the current rate. Yes, you get that plus the 10% off. So what happens is that you will get that price plus 10% off held for 30 days. So basically, you can now go and tell all your friends, and people don't always right away be like, I'm in. You'll have, a few percent of them, a little bit of them that say, I'm in, and they're done, they book. Then you've got the stragglers that are like, let me think about it. Then you've got the people that are like, let me wait to the very last minute till you tell me this is it, the price is going away, I got to book now. So by that time, you'll hit your 10, obviously, but 8 creates the circle, basically. So you need 8 cabins to create that circle, but they will hold and lock in that rate for 30 days. And you'll get that extra, the extra bar tab, which is cool. Now, you can use it with a My Next Virgin Voyage. So if you're a previous sailor, you can, but it does not combine with the free drinks. So if you do it now, say you did it now, and you had a My Next Virgin Voyage, but the rest of your clients didn't, I'm assuming, don't quote me on this because we haven't done it yet, it's brand new, just got announced literally 5 minutes ago. I'm assuming that you can use that promo that is currently happening in the circle, but without the 10% off, which is my guess. And then your sailors, your friends and family can get it for 10% off and get the bar tab as well. So hopefully that is understandable. I know it's kind of confusing, which is why you need a travel agent, because it's a little confusing. But you do get dining one night at any eatery of your choice, dining space. You won't get all dining. So say you have 50 sailors because you're celebrating your 50th birthday, and that's what you decide to do is find 50 friends to go with you on a cruise for your 50th birthday. you get one night. So the rest of the nights you have to figure out your own dining, which again is why you need a travel agent. So I will tell you that we do a ton of groups here. I have a bunch of big groups that we do. We have Girls Gone Cruising. We're having a friend sailing.
Hi,
We're
Samantha
and
Kelly
from
Fabulous
Adventures.
Travel.
Travel.
I just said that.
But you have all the good words. I have we're and from. Let's switch.
But I have all the good words. Do you like Friends, the TV show? If you do, we are doing a Friends cruise. On what date?
June 25th, 2025.
Oh my gosh. So join us. We are doing a Friends-themed cruise, and we are so excited about all the super fun things that we're going to do, and we want you to join us. So call us, contact us at Fabulous Adventures Travel Company, and join us on the Friends-themed
Cruise.
cruise. That's my word. No, just kidding. Bye. See you there. Bye.
We have a couples cruise that we do. We just have sail with Kelly and I, or sail with me, whatever it may be. We do group cruising as well. So we're kind of used to this. So if you need help with groups, they're not easy. I will tell you, one of the funniest things is when people come to me and they're like, I thought this was going to be easy, but it's never easy. And my biggest tip that I always tell them is just pick the date. Pick the date. Don't go back and keep saying to people, what about this date? What about this date? Because someone's always going to not be good on that date. And so I always say, just pick the date. And whoever comes. But at least you get to, you started it, and now you can just keep pushing it. And then hopefully people will move things around for you. I mean, obviously, as long as you put it out far enough, they'll move things around for you. Yeah, I always tell people that's the hardest thing. Just don't ask people any questions. Don't ask your friends and family any questions. Pick the date and just go with it. And then whoever comes. So hopefully, you get everyone. But groups are really hard, so I will tell you that. But we love doing them here in Fabulous Adventures, and we do them a lot, actually. So that is the new groups program. The other thing that happened really last week, maybe even the week before, because we're almost she's almost back here. Scarlet Lady. So Scarlet Lady went into dry dock. She was only there for 2 or 3 weeks, and whoever's in charge of that dry dock is on top of it. And I'd love for them to work for me, because I have to be honest, the fact that they only had like 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know what the exact amount of time was, to get all of that work done. They nailed it. So nobody had any faith, I have to be honest, that Scarlet was going to make it out of dry dock on time. Although Virgin had faith that she was going to make it out of dry dock on time. I think the rest of the internet world and sailors didn't believe that she was going to make it, but she did. So no delays in sailing. Scarlet is back. She is floating. She has water underneath her. She's doing good. And she has a lot of changes. So she actually has a brand new mermaid on the side of her. She's zhuzhed up. She's got a little hairdo. She's got a bouffant that's large and in charge and looks like it's floating in water. It's very, very cute. It's red still. And according to one of my friends, she has a sassy eyebrow. So I think she's got a little bit more makeup on than she did last time. But yeah, she's definitely new and improved. So that's the first thing that's new on Scarlet. The second thing that is new and the most exciting one for me is the Lucky Lotus. So the Lucky Lotus is, a new restaurant. Well, new-ish restaurant or menu, I should say. It's in Razzle Dazzle at night. So the Lucky Lotus takes over Razzle Dazzle at night, and there's a whole new menu. So it is an Asian fusion, basically. So there's dumplings and sticky ribs and bao buns and pot. What was the one thing? Hold on, let me read it. I have it. Hold on. Let me find my Lucky Lotus menu. Crab hot pot. There's a lobster and king crab hot pot. That actually is a treat yourself. There's a Buddha's Delight. There's blooming sweet and sour fish, grilled ribeye. So there's a bunch of stuff. There's noodles, stir-fried noodles, pineapple shrimp fried rice. The desserts are egg tart, banana and ricotta rangoon, almond tofu and black sesame, mango pudding. So there's a bunch of really, really cool stuff. I think it'll be fun. I love the idea of them having a different restaurant on board. So only the Scarlet Lady has Lucky Lotus right now. So we'll see what happens with the rest of them. Obviously, Brilliant's not going to get Lucky Lotus because she's been done for a while, so she's not going to be getting Lucky Lotus anytime soon. I would assume. I don't know that for sure, but the other ones might be getting her soon when they start to go into dry dock. So I know they're thinking of putting Valiant in at some point coming up, but not coming up soon and anytime soon. But maybe she'll end up with Lucky Lotus, or maybe they'll zhuzh up another restaurant and have something different on there. So who knows? It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I'm super excited about Lucky Lotus. And I would love to have tried it. But she's on the Scarlet. So if you want to try that, she's on Scarlet. The other thing that's new is they have these new cabanas on deck 16 right against the pool. So right against the pool, I guess, railing. So the pool's on 15, and there's deck 16 that's open and has you looking down. So there's these new cabanas that are around. I don't know how many of them, but they're on either side of the pool, which I think are really cool. I don't know how much they are just yet, but I'm sure that there's a fee for them. But I'm not sure how much they are. But they look really good, and they're kind of cool. So I could see people totally renting them. So that's new. Oh gosh, there's one more. Oh, then Scarlet got a bunch of new Seriously Suites. So there's a bunch of new Seriously Suites on deck 11. So they pulled out a bunch of cabins in there and put in a bunch of suites. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I don't think I'm missing anything on what's new. I think I got everything. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. But anyway, if you're on the Scarlet Lady soon, you get a zhuzh Scarlet Lady. I'm hoping to tour her in a couple weeks. I've asked to see if I could get a tour on her because I can't sail on her for a while. So I'm hoping to get a tour, which would be fantastic to get some pictures and see all the zhuzhing that has become of her, because she is my first lady, my first girl. So I was very sad. Actually, it was funny. The last time I walked off of her, this is so dorky of me, I have to be honest. I'm such a dork. But after Kelly and I walked off, I was like, oh, that's the last time we're going to see her before she goes in for her zhuzh. I mean, what a dork. So yeah, that is how I felt when she left, but I'm happy to have her back over here in the Caribbean. Although we won't meet for a while unless I pop on board here, which I may, you never know. I may pop on board because I have not done, she's actually doing Western and Eastern Caribbean this winter. And I have not done a Western or Eastern Caribbean. So hopefully I'll get to pop on one of those this winter and see what that's like, so that I can report back to you all about the Western Caribbean and have monkeys jump on me in oh my gosh, what is the name of that stop? Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. I can see it. I can't think of the name of it. Well, if you sailed the Caribbean, you know which one I'm talking about. What is it called? Roatan. Oh, that's what it is. So there's monkeys, or I think there's maybe it's not monkeys. What is it? I can't think of the name of what it is. Meerkats? I have no idea. No, that's not meerkats. What is it? I can't think of it. But anyways, people go there and they have this animal, whatever it is. It looks like a monkey. That's a terrible that I don't know. Crawling all over them. I don't know how I feel about that though. I have to be honest. I don't know that I want to do it, but that's what people go there for. So I guess I would have to go and try and just do what everyone else does. So we'll see what happens. One time I held a koala bear. It was a baby koala bear, and I held it and took a picture. It was great. Then my friend held it and took a picture, and it pooped on him. And so now I have like all these horrible thoughts of like anytime there's an animal on me, I'm like, it's going to poop on me. I swear I'm getting pooped on because my friend got it and I didn't last time. It's my turn this time. So now I'm like petrified if I hold an animal or it goes on me, it's going to poop on me. Speaking of things pooping on you, oh my God, this is a terrible discussion. It's funny that we're talking about it or that I'm mentioning it. When you go into those bird like sanctuaries or those, I guess it's a bird cage. It's a large bird cage, and you go in and you feed them. There is poop. It is so crazy for me to do that because I feel like don't look up and open your mouth because poop is dropping from every direction because there's trees all over you and there's birds everywhere. The place is filled with birds, and while it's gorgeous and pretty and super fun, it is nerve-wracking to see just poop, just boom, boom, plume, because everyone's feeding these things all the time. They've got cups and they're holding them out and they come and sit on them and they're eating the cups. And I mean, they're on their arms and pooping from their arms. I don't know how this just went into a whole poop discussion, and I'm sorry about that, but oh my God, those things make me stressed out. So it'll be interesting to see if I go to Roatan and, yeah, I have an animal on me. So that'll be fun. Lots of fun. So I think that is all my updates. Ariana, did I get all my updates? I got to look at my, apparently we're going to talk about poop and updates. That's what you should label this podcast, poop and updates. All right. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. That's what's new in Virgin Voyages. Remember to follow me, hit subscribe also, and follow me on Facebook at Samantha Fabulous Adventures Travel. And also, if you're not in our group on Facebook, it's Virgin Voyages Cruise Tips and Deals. And hopefully we'll see you over there. And I own Fabulous Adventures Travel Company, so if you want to book with us, we'd love it. And we'll talk to you later. So thanks for joining us. I'm going to leave you with my favorite phrase, which is, you float our boat. We'll see you guys later. Bye.